and go back to that time, maybe it's in your childhood, and then picture Jesus there with you.
Right. Yeah.
Turning the script around and giving you truth at that moment. Well, welcome to our kitchen, where we quickly cleaned up some clutter for the lights and cameras to come around, and we put it all in a back room there somewhere. Not true. But we want to welcome our kitchen couples. Yes. Hey, Mike and Diane, and Eric and Kara.
Yes.
Okay.
The junk room.
I love the visual that Dr. Harrison Mungle gave about the junk room, because like Ron was saying, actually we do have some junk drawers.
Don't we all?
There's a junk drawer right over there.
Actually, things that you don't really know what to do with. You're kind of like, I got it in my hands, but I don't know what to do with it. So I'm just going to stuff it in here and I'll think about it later. Or I think about maybe never.
You call it the everything drawer.
I call it the everything drawer. I've always called it that since you were little. Yeah, the everything drawer. But so many times in our own lives, we find that we have these things in our hands, these emotions, these memories, and we don't know what to do with them. So we just stuff them away somewhere. And we think, okay, I'll deal with it later, or maybe never. And then what happens? What do we do?
It starts to accumulate and
it can become a problem.
I like to think of that junk room as a period, right? Because it's over, right? But it's also going to turn into an exclamation mark, right? Because it's going to define who my later self is, right? And so when most things in life is not what they are, because there's not a lot new. Right? When we look at things that happen and all of the, they're different for each individual, right? But we can look as we're doing here. We're talking about a subject matter, right? That subject, that larger subject, it's different for each one of us, right? But it is that subject, and if we can find a way, right, to or find it in us to understand that. That period was necessary to form the paragraph, right? Or the whole story, right? So that is a part of the process, and it's a natural part of the process. The best baseball player in the world hits 300 and something. That means he fails 7 out of 10 times, right? Yeah. And so we all have a lot of junk in the drawer, right? Yeah. It really is about understanding that junk is genius if we continue to use it and refine and grow and develop.
That's good. That's good. That's true. We all come with something. We all have baggage. And the Bible tells us we are all like filthy rags, right? But he can come in and he can clean all that junk up, and he can make us pure and white as snow. So we have to remember that no matter what we're going through, no matter what baggage we're carrying, no matter what drawer we stuff it in, God can clean it all up and he can make us look brand new.
The key to that is we have to open the drawer.
That's it.
We have to open the closet.
Allow him.
Because he's given us free will.
That's right.
And he's not going to force his way into our lives. He's waiting for us to say, okay, Diane, I can make a beautiful exclamation mark out of that junk, but give me access to it.
That's right. That's right.
That's it.
Yeah, I like that Harrison Mungle gave that visual of just set it on fire. Just he's like write it down and burn it. Separate yourself from that and set it on fire. But because it is behind you. But I do like he also mentioned use it as fertilizer. He said use it as fertilizer. You've learned from this. You've acknowledged it. You've dealt with it. You've learned from it. And use that as fertilizer to grow in your relationship to the future.
You might see it as manure, but use it as fertilizer, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, and then you'll see the fruits of it in your family or in yourself. And I also think another key importance is learning what junk you should face together and what junk you need to face alone in your healing process. And so there are some things in my junk drawer that I need to face head on myself, that Eric can support me and pray for me and be my partner in it, but that doesn't mean I put that on him to also help heal me.
Yeah.
And so
there's
I think
things that are more just, it's between you and God, and I'm here as a support. I've seen that.
And then there's things that together we will face in that junk drawer. It will not.
And sometimes that junk tries to come back.
Yeah.
It tries to remind you of this. And that's when you have to do what the Bible says, take every thought captive under the authority of Jesus and say to that junk, I've already dealt with you. And
I've already set you on fire.
Yes, Jesus says you're gone. You are manure that I'm using to move forward, to turn into something much better, so I'm not going to go there anymore.
And when we're followers of Jesus, we've come to the point of putting our faith and trust in Him. We believe in Him. We've opened the door to our heart. We've let Him inside, and if it's like a home, maybe we let Him into the entranceway, and but maybe we haven't given Him access to all the rooms yet. Maybe He's come into the living room a bit, maybe into the kitchen. We have a little fellowship there. But Jesus, you're not going to go near this room over here.
I still hold the master key.
Yeah,
So
and
I haven't
maybe because
seen that
there's
yet.
shame. I don't want to open that door to you. I just want to keep that as my private room. But that's not making Him Lord. That's not giving Him access. Because He wants to walk you through it with you and help you clean some things up. Because when you come to Jesus, you give your life to Him, that's just the beginning. There's a whole process that never ends in our whole life.
And it's a beautiful process.
It is. And I remember one counselor that he said what he does with people who need some inner healing and some cleaning up some of the junk, that he takes them back to maybe where that hurt happened. He helps them to just gently open that door and go back to that time, maybe it's in your childhood, and then picture Jesus there with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Turning the script around and giving you truth at that moment, and where it was so painful and hurting, but just say Jesus is there with you. He loves you, and He wants to hold you there. He embraces you at that moment, and it just kind of brings that healing. And it's certainly a very positive way to deal with that junk room is to allow Jesus access and say, take it away, clean me up, every part of me, and that's an ongoing process our whole lives.
Absolutely. Open the door, open the drawer, invite God's presence in to help you just clean it out and get rid of it so you can move forward whole and healed.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, guys. Thanks so much for the discussion.
Thanks for being with us. Stay with us, though. There's more to come.
Hey friends, we really hope you're enjoying the marriage conversations here on our A Better Us YouTube channel.
We have hundreds of more helpful marriage videos designed to give you hope and tools to make your marriage even better.
Right. And you can see just a few options we think you might like here and here. So keep exploring.
Oh, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here so you don't miss out on all the great marriage help we have coming your way all the time.